I haven't gotten anything really new done with the Lexus. I did notice I got a lot of traction from my other video, the one I posted a little bit ago, a little bit my standards. I got a lot of comments about other stuff like how I got camber in the back. Actually, it's mainly about everything I did to it. I figured I'd go over what I got done. If you want to know anything about the Lexus ES300 at all, go ahead and leave a comment if you're actually interested in it, which it seems like there's a building interest. Then please subscribe, because I'm one of the few people that have been doing stuff with the ES300, and I pretty much know everything about it from the ins and outs. So if you want to know anything, go ahead, subscribe, leave a comment, and maybe even drop a like. Something I think I should go over is what I wish I would have done with this car, since I got 1,000 in coilovers and about 400 in different springs. What I really would have done is, this is the spring that came with the BC coilovers. As you can see, it's about 9 inches long. What I wish I would have done, and this goes for I think it's max speed. Yeah, it's max speeding rods. This will probably also apply with the max speeding rods, but I think it's universal that you're gonna get like a 9-inch spring in the back. Something I wish I would have done is, instead of going with the 8Ks, I wish I would have gone with 10Ks in the rear and 12Ks in the front. That's what I wish I would have done first and foremost. Secondly, I wish I would have cut this in half. The issue with these cars is that neither of the coilover companies make the springs actually low enough for your car to get this low. The rear is lowered for my car with a 5-inch 50K spring with a helper spring on top, but the helper spring gives about 2 extra inches of room for it to go up and down. So I'm probably actually gonna remove the helper spring in the rear and just lower the spring itself a little bit lower down, so then I can lower the holder which holds the brake disc, so I can lower that more, and then I can have more droop. It'll make getting the wheel out of way easier. But like I said, this comes with a 9-inch spring, and that's for both sides. What I wish I would have done is, I wish I would have cut this in half. I wish I would have cut this right down the middle, because that would have given me 2 4.5-inch springs. And I could have saved a lot of money. So, yeah, like I said, for the rear, I wish I would have gone with the maximum I could on the website, which is a 10K spring. I would have gone 10Ks in the rear and 12Ks in the front. I took other people's advice. When it came to like Honda Civics, they said, oh, 10K springs are stiff. They're not for this car. They're pretty smooth. I mean, if you got a weak back, then sure, go with the 10Ks, but you're not going to get the low you want. And next up, same thing for this. What I wish I would have done is, I wish I would have also cut this down the middle, because obviously 6-inch spring, that gets turned into 2 3-inch springs, and that'll get you frame to ground fitment. So if you're really wanting frame to ground fitment, take out your springs and cut them in half. I guess I should also disclose not to do it, but at the same time, I've been doing that for my other springs. They're all pretty much loose, except for the rear. The fronts are 100% loose. I also got the front 100% maxed out right now, and it's not 100% low, so I'll have to deal with that at some point. But if you're trying to max out the car, definitely cut the springs if you're not wanting to buy aftermarket or do a lot of camber. Your car will survive on cut springs. It's really not that bad. People just complain a lot. Next up, I got a question about what I did for the rear. So, I'll have to get the car jacked up. I got a specific way to do it. I'll show in between, but yeah. I'll be back, maybe. Yeah, I wasn't going to follow that through. Besides that, the way I jack up my car which it'll probably be different for whoever still kept their muffler, but essentially I just jack it up on the tow hook. Due to it being so low, I can't really get it. I can't get the jack underneath the side of the body anymore due to how low it is. But it's only until I put a book or something, you know. So I put the book underneath the tire. So then I can just go ahead and lower this. Nice and easy. And yep. That's how you do it. So now there's more than enough room for me to actually get the jack on underneath here. So then I'm actually able to get the jack underneath and then, you know, regular as, start jacking it up and, yeah, I'll be back once I need some shoes. Alright, I saved all the just unbolting stuff. Nothing too interesting there. Besides that. The wheel spacer I'm using is a 15 millimeter spacer that's actually meant for a Mitsubishi Eclipse or Lancer. It's meant for Mitsubishis. So due to that, I had to run a hub-centric spacer. I had to run a hub-centric spacer in between there, so that way it doesn't do anything, which makes this completely safe to run, especially with the extra hub-centric right there. So yeah, that's completely fine. As long as your spacer is hub-centric, you're fine with running it. It's when it's not, that's where there's an issue. Besides that, somebody asked how I got the camber. So how I did it was well, as you can see, I got that right up against the yeah. So I got the rear or the back of the brake. I'm not quite sure. The top mounting bolt, I have it pushed all the way in because I drilled out the back of the holder for the coilover. So I drilled it all the way back until this sat flush with the back, which will give you about maybe negative 5, -6 degrees of camber, but at the bottom, yeah. So at the bottom, I have a camber bolt right down there. So I have it pushed out like an extra degree or two at the back or at the bottom from the camber bolt, and seems to do the trick. As I said, I got a 5-inch 50K spring. This time around, I had it as loose as I could make it, though. So I may possibly change it with the 4-inch in the front. Not quite sure, but yeah, like I said, have the 5-inch 50K and the helper spring. Does its job. Still have the sway bar. I have a white line strut bar. I know the brand. It's the rear one. Besides that, once you increase camber, you're gonna have to move the brake line from this side to that side to keep it from binding stuff. Yeah, it'll hit right here, which, as you can see, so in order to keep the brake line from hitting, you're gonna have to relocate it to that side. But yeah, that's how you get the most amount of camber at a basic level. But I'm gonna get some new adjustable bars and hook them up right there. And on the other side, I'm also gonna have to find an adjustable lower trailing arm. That's what this one's called. Gonna have to find an adjustable trailing arm so I can extend it a little bit more, but yeah, I'm gonna get 2 of the adjustable arms, which are usually used for tow, in order to put this out some. So then I could possibly get even more camber, because right there seems like it's pretty close to stock. it's not exactly pushed out, so I've at least seen it done on cambered Steve's Lexus. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go and find some of those and try a new way of cambering, which should hopefully get me a lot more camber. But that'll be for another day. Anyways, yeah, that's what I got done in the rear. 50K springs, helper spring, slotted coilover upper, and a camber bullet on the lower. Future plans are to get new arms in the rear. The front's a little bit more difficult. It's a McPherson style, so I'd have to cut and weld. Alright, moving over to the front now. I'm not quite sure what's up with the brake disc, but I'm sure it's just from not rolling around anymore, really. Besides that, same thing, the same thing, I guess I should actually say. So, as you can see, spring is loose in the front. I don't have it seated at the top, since that's my 4-inch spring. Besides that, everything up front is pretty much the way it would be, just except for the 50K spring and obviously the coilover. Yeah. Top hat is cambered in, the Maxway, both sides. If I could get that. Yeah, so everything that's been done on this side is the exact same for the other side. Future plans is still the exhaust. I still got the blast pipe. I plan on putting that on at some point. Just a little bit cold out. Should have done it when it was 60, but yeah, besides the point. I also got I got a sway bar for the front down there. I'm probably gonna have to get some adjustable arms so I can actually line this all up properly. Future plans is to also put a sway bar in the front, attach the arm, or get adjustable arms, and yeah, the front's still a little bit hazy. Part of me thinks about doing the same thing I did for the rear for the front and slotting the coil, because that would probably get me maybe 9 degrees of camber, maybe 11. Not quite sure, but yeah. Yeah, same hub-centric stuff, but yeah, maybe I'll slot the front, but probably not. I still gotta figure if I want some new rims. I kind of want deeper rims, since these ones kind of got screwed over. Yeah, I think I've said there's been an oil leak. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, they put this big spacer right here, when I guess it's due to there being like a one cast system, and yeah, I don't know. Oddhand, yeah, that's who I buy it from. Oddhand, I mean, they're nice rims, don't get me wrong, but they're not deep. They're not as deep as I want them to be, and I want some deep rims, so probably end up getting some new rims in the future. Other than that, I haven't had my bumper on for a while. Sort of took off at Christmas, never really put it back on. But yeah, sticker bombed the whole front bash bar. Just random stickers. This is the bump. Wow, that's my old bumper. It also has a rare splitter on it. So yeah, it has a rare splitter on it, but this is the new bumper. It's an inch lower than whatever this one is. Still gotta have it painted. I'm gonna be getting a plate delete for the front. Plate deletes look nice when it's on the proper bumper, which to me this looks proper. Yeah. It used to have metal mesh since this was early 2000s, but I took off the mesh. That was easy. Just some tabs. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I talked about subwoofers. I have a single DIN head unit, or works. It has RGB, so that's pretty cool. Guess I should at least show that a little bit. Oh yeah, checkerboard mats. Those are for a GS300. Base control right there. I'm mocking up so that way I can put a little plastic panel there for my gauge, or yeah, for the electrical, so I can move it down there. Sticker bomb panel and head unit lights up. That's the main reason why I got it, but yeah. Other than that, like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions or want to know anything. But yeah, don't know when I'll post again. I'm pretty infrequent.